Greetings, Internet friends. Ryan here, and I want to talk to you today about how to transfer career paths. So, if you want to change what you're doing for work and you're not really sure how to go about doing that, I'm going to talk to you about a few steps that you can take to restructure your resume so that it'll better reflect some of the jobs that you want to look at or that you're interested in. My first piece of advice for this is if you do want to change career paths, to take a look at the experiences that you've done in your past work and maybe try and find different things that would fit in well with the other field that you want to transfer to. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at my most recent position, and personally, I'm in the marketing field, but say I wanted to go into sales or something, we're going to take a look at how I would rework what I have done to maybe fit that field a little bit better if I was applying for a job. So what you'll see here is I've pulled up a section of my LinkedIn page, and what you would really want to highlight if I was critically looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I'm in marketing, I have these points here, what can I highlight that will make me more attractive in a sales position? So right off the bat, I have management of social media accounts. So these social media accounts directly interface with our partners. So that gives me the ability to say, I've already had interactions with partners, and from that, I know what they're looking for. I have had sales experience, because really anything in marketing is essentially trying to get information for salespeople to talk to partners or customers, however you want to view them. So right here, I can say I have interfaced with customers before. I know what they're looking for. And if I want to go into a sales position, I have experience trying to essentially craft messaging for them. And really, a lot of the content that I have on here will go along those lines. So same thing with SharePoint. I'm crafting messaging for partners. I want to make sure that they're aware of the solutions and the offers that we have available for them. Also, I could use that as another springboard where I say, I know the messaging, I know how to talk to partners, because that's a big portion of it as well, is how you are going to talk to the people that you're selling to. Or I'm aware of the deals available to them because of this role, and I feel that I would be able to sell to them better. Obviously, that resonates a little bit more when you're talking about an intercompany transfer. So that'd be a little bit more difficult to leverage if you were looking at moving outside of the company to a different company. But if you are looking for an internal transfer, that's another thing, is it is much easier to transfer internally and go from something that you're in now to something that you may not be quite familiar with. They are typically a little bit more supportive of going through a change like that. Also, in your role, you want to look for things that maybe you did that were a little bit outside of the spectrum of things that you would normally do. So a little bit further down, you can see I handled the rollout of IBM's Partner World program enhancements. So what I did there was I did have direct interface where I would be on calls with partners, kind of walking them through exactly what was going on with the changes. So I have, again, I can point out where I've had customer interaction in the past, and I've been able to have conversations with them. Maybe not in a selling capacity, but really anything where you can prove that you have been customer facing, that's really the best way to go about it. Or more importantly, and this is obviously just the example that I'm giving you from marketing to sales, but if you are wanting to come into marketing, and I can give you a lot of different examples of things to highlight, but really you want to highlight, and this is again just reinforcing it, you really want to highlight where you have had the types of interactions that you would have or skills that you would need to have in the position that you're seeking. So from this specific example, that's probably about all I could pull out of here. There are one or two other things that I don't have listed on here that I would probably pull up if I was trying to go into sales and I wanted to gear my resume that way. But as far as visual examples that are here right now, that's about all I have. Let's talk about, if you want to transfer into marketing, some of the specific things that you can do to better sell yourself. First of all, if you've done any writing in your position, that's something that I feel would be very easy to include. If you have any sort of portfolio that you can put together, I feel that would help you out a lot. For example, if you do writing in your free time, that would be something that you could include in your LinkedIn profile or in the job application, because sometimes they will ask for proofs of work or something along those lines. You can basically put that in there and include that as an extra document to show them, yes, I may not have marketing experience in the past, but I do enjoy writing and I have done writing in the past, if you have done it for your company, or even examples of writing that you have done in school, if that's applicable, if you are a more recent graduate. I think those are perfect to include as well. Marketing is a very large umbrella. Say you want to get into graphic design or video or something else in there. Again, something like even what I'm doing now, if I wanted to go into video, what I could do is I could essentially just send them to these videos and say, look, I have experience being on camera, I have experience editing it, I have experience posting it, and you would probably want to take a little bit less of a minimalistic approach than I do on these videos. Maybe put in some editing just to kind of prove that, hey, I have the general know-how to be able to do video work for the company. Or Photoshop. There are a bunch of even free software options out there where you can download it and just, create your own images or touch up some stuff that you have done in the past. You could do it before, after, whatever really you think would be required of you. You could put those skills on display. It is important to keep in mind that it could be difficult for you to keep the same level of seniority when moving from one field to the next. So if you are a manager or something of that in your current role or in your current line of work, it may be very difficult to go to another manager position in a different field. So you may just want to keep that in mind. That is something to consider. Obviously, your happiness in what you are doing, in my opinion, is paramount. If you're not happy what you're doing, it will show through in the work. So if it is something that you want to do and you do want to go into a different field, I 100% support that decision. But you do have to have realistic expectations that a company isn't going to want to hire you at a more senior position if really you haven't done any professional work in that field. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me this week. Just wanted to highlight a few quick things to think about if you are thinking about changing fields. These are good things to kind of keep in mind. Just make sure that you are able to gear your resume or past work experience more towards the field that you want to go into. And then again, if you are doing something outside, I think that would be a huge benefit to help you. Just make sure that you have some sort of portfolio that you can present to companies to say, hey, this is the quality of work that I'm putting out there. That's really one of the best things that you can do. So again, thank you guys for tuning in and checking out this video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, videos that you would like to see in the future, leave that below. It does help me out if you guys could like or subscribe to the video. That does help me continue doing what I'm doing here. Other than that, I hope you guys have a terrific day, and I'll see you next time.